West Frankfort will want a slower tempo game. Zone defense for the Corn Jerkers to start. Let's see what kind of energy and intensity these teams bring to this game. Pulaski is on a low block right.
Run that 1-3-1 zone again, Frank, with Big Dave Bush under the go.
Fiore is on the right side. Nobody's taken a shot yet. Starting the same lineup as before. Here's Fiore, shot no. Rebound to the running Kevin Root. Here he comes, all the way Root. 2. That didn't take long. Now pressure by the Corn Jerkers. West Frankfort, not flashy ball handlers, but they get the job done. Henson comes across to the right to Fiore. Henson's at 6'3" and 195, does the bulk of the ball handling outside. Not built like a typical guard. Snyder comes out on the left. Summers in the corner, fakes and gives it over to Pulaski. Henson is free. Game is tied on Henson's two-pointer. 23 is Meisner, a sophomore, man-to-man by the Redbirds, it looks like. There's Root, handful for Henson. Root loves to shoot it. Very effective offensive performance. Traveling the front court on Rikas. Looks like he might have run into a slippery spot on the court there. Not sure that the Corn Jerkers noticed the man-to-man being played there by West Frankfort. Zone's the staple these days in basketball. Just started the first period. Tonight we crown the Class A champions. Will it be Ohio or Teutopolis? First to third place game. Summers has it inside, gets free, steps in, rolls it out, and Dave Bush keeps the rebound in the stratosphere. Root comes up with the left hand. Root looks inside at the big guy. It's Bush on the push. And a foul on the Redbirds.
Tom Pulaski, I believe.
That's it. Tom Pulaski picking up the personal. Pulaski had an 18.9 rebound game in the quarterfinals. And here's David Bush. All 5 starters for the Corn Jerkers are honor roll students. All 5. Bush, who is going to head for Southern Illinois University, misses his first. In the quarterfinals, he was only 1 of 7 from the free throw line. Had a frustrating game. Did get 5 block shots. Just a pair. Score stays tied. Henson blitzes into the front court, then slows it down. Corn Jerkers back in the zone. They're collapsing inside, encouraging the Redbirds to shoot outside. The Redbirds are very patient. They run their offense. Standing a little more than they did earlier today. More movement away from the ball is what David Lee wants. Fiore looks in, now comes in. Has to make the pass. Watch somebody step into that zone a little bit. There's a good look from the rear. David Bush playing the defense on the bottom of the zone.
They're constantly up for Tom Pulaski.
There's the ball tipped away by Rikas. He goes all the way down the court. Rikas puts it up and he's fouled. Nice quick move by Steve Rikas. And he got the ball up in time to be fouled.
Another one on Tom Pulaski. Got him with a shoulder, on the shoulder.
So Pulaski with a couple of quick personals. Number 50 goes out. And 40, Greg Johnston, a 6'6" sophomore, comes in. And I think Greg Johnston has given a real lift to West Frankfort in the tournament. And I know David Lee is looking forward to having him 2 more years. Rikas, the senior, snaps it in. Corn Jerkers by 1. Two free throws, Rikas. 4-2, Hoopeston. They got the pressure. Zone press, steal. Meisner steps in. Miss. Rebound, Root, good. And there's the defense turning it over. Follows on Chris Snyder.
These kind of turnovers here, Frank, are really costly, double costly. You have the ball and no chance to get a shot off, and now you come back and giving them to and a foul.
Down and goes for Root.
So the 3 fouls now already.
5-point advantage for the Corn Jerkers. Henson and Snyder in the back. They still have got trouble. Now they clear. Henson's going to go all the way with the left hand. Missed it. Bush snaps it off the board. Root running the other way. Corn Jerkers really want to play a track meet here. They're going for third, and they want to go out in a blaze. Root goes into the lane, swirls all the way, scoops it up and missed. And a foul on the rebound on Steve Colch.
Root's the #2 scorer in the tournament behind Brad Pickett. He's tied with Bob Zarusin of Teutopolis with 63 points in 3 state tournament ball games. So Kevin would like to close with a rush.
Tom Pulaski back in the lineup.
Art, that's a pretty good observation when you got your hair in your eyes.
This is a new experience for me. Absolutely new experience. Yes, little decoration on our headset here. Championship evening. They keep wanting to look for a comb, Frank.
Fiore, baseline has got it down. Andy Fiore. It's a 7-4 Corn Jerker lead. Last comb Art bought was in 1947.
Still got it.
Rikas goes in the corner to Meisner. Meisner's a good-looking sophomore. Root and Colch exchange. Here comes Bush across the paint. He's in. 6'10½", David Bush. Never let your man go across the lane. Bush did, and he got an easy 2. And Colch makes the steal. Here he comes. He blasts in. Missed it. And West Frankfort behind, 9-4. Sends it the other way, but Root is there. Look at here on the other end. Bush comes in, and he was fouled.
Mike Henson.
Mike Henson picked up the personal. And East Lynn is treating this like a football. They're throwing it from one end to the other.
Before the shot here.
Boy, if Henson wouldn't have been back there, Bush would have really buried that thing. Root lobs it to Bush. Oh, he had an open shot. Meisner backs up. Flashing at the ball was Mike Henson, couldn't get it. Officials in the game, Richard Green, William Spriggs. Henson did get it. They're going to give that ball over to West Frankfort. Look at the pressure. Pulaski comes in the back to help. He's number 50. There's your score. 5-point advantage. The Corn Jerkers. 3:17 in the first period. Johnston steps in. 6-6. Missed. Rebound battle. Root saves it, but off Rikas. Nice effort. Good hard-nosed effort right there. Out of the game goes Snyder, 52, and number 50. Tom Pulaski is in. 31, David Lewis checks in for the Redbirds.
West Frankfort, number 31, David Lewis.
West Frankfort beaten by Ohio, 45-43, after leading by 14 after 3 quarters. A furious rally by the Bulldogs of Ohio. Fiore beat his man to the baseline and traveled. Fiore's got a quick step along that baseline, but he couldn't get it to go down. Now we have a whistle and a timeout at the 2:48 mark. Hoopeston-East Lynn in the lead, and one of your network sponsors is the American Dairy Association of Illinois. As they send out their starting lineup, 6'10½" Bush, Colch, Rikas, Meisner, and Kevin Root. In the ball game for West Frankfort is 31, David Lewis, a 6'2" junior. Pulaski in the game playing defense outside. 2:40 to go in the opening period. Frank Bassoni and Art Kimball along with Coach Bob Dallas.
Staying with their man-to-man, Frank.
Right now they're looking to post up the big guy inside. He wants the ball in there. There it goes. He turns. too long. He just can't get the ball to go down on that turnaround one-hander.
Frankie,
Steal by Tolch, and he missed. He's got it back.
Hoopeston showing us a lot of quickness.
And a lot of defensive pressure. West Frankfort in big trouble defensively. Now they get the ball to Henson. He goes by 2 men on the left. He pushes the ball up ahead inside to Pulaski, blocked by Bush. The Corn Jerkers on the fly. There's Meisner. They are really playing loose and with a lot of authority here. They lead 11-4. Don't forget, coming up, Ohio will try to end the Tutopolis win streak. They won 31 in a row. Like the Globetrotters, they won 2,495 in a row, I think.
All on the road, too.
All on the road. 1:34 to go, and there's the shot down by Mike Henson. Henson's a capable player. He has 4 here in the first quarter. A 5-point lead for Hoopeston-East Lynn. Meisner, good size for a sophomore at 6'3". Still man-to-man. Pulaski trying to guard Meisner. Meisner a bit quick for him. Tolch punches it inside to Meisner for 2. Run a good offense against the man-to-man. 13-6. Here's the ball tipped. Taken by Meisner, picked off by Tolch. The defense is whistling. Inside Root. And the Corn Jerkers are on fire. That's 7 for Root. 15-6 is the score. And the Redbirds in some early trouble. But they're still feeling a little the effects of the great Ohio comeback. They're holding the ball now for 1. 35 seconds first quarter. West Frankfort down 15-6. Pulaski, baseline, inside, reverse layup is down by Mike Henson. He has 6. 7-point game. Root way out on the court, wing left. They look down the barrel. Bush trying to post. 8, 7 seconds. Meisner on the move. 6 seconds out of bounds to the Corn Jerkers. Dwayne Summers, 44, checks back in. Andy Fiore out for the Redbirds. 6 seconds to get a shot. Into Bush it goes. Back to Root. He's wide open. Overshot it. Summers rebounds with 2, with 1. He throws it the length of the court, and that's the end of the first period. In the third-place game, with the Hoopeston-East Lynn Corn Jerkers 15, West Frankfort 8. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. In East Lynn in white, West Frankfort in their traveling red. The press has really bothered. There's another near steal by Root. West Frankfort turned the ball over 7 times to 2 in the first quarter. Inside, losing the handle, was Johnston, and that's another turnover, make it 8. Up ahead, Meisner. He's open, now covered. Lob inside Bush. He turns, he's open, and he walks. Let's take a look here at the first quarter. West Frankfort 4 from 9 for 44%. The Corn Jerkers 6 of 13, 46%, nearly even. The only free throws by Hoopeston 3 for 5, 60%. Rebounding just about even, 7-6. But there's the turnover, 7 for West Frankfort, 2 for the Corn Jerkers. 15-8 game. Now Henson looks at a zone that's a 1-2-2, maybe a 3-2 set. They used to call it a 1-2-2, most frequently now a 3-2. Another turnover, 9th turnover. And Rikas comes up. Stop, hop, bang. Rikas went diving after it again. 17-8 lead for the Corn Jerkers. They've won 31 out of 33 times this year. Tough ball club. They got here by beating Roanoke Benson at Normal. Crisscross pass, eyeing the shot, was David Lewis, and he walked. So nothing's going right for the Redbirds in the early going.
They got by Frank Bassoni's alma mater in that super sectional. You know that, Bob?
That's what I read.
Roanoke Benson, the Rockets, pretty good ball club.
Kevin Root goes on the right to Tolch. Punches it inside. Shot is up and down. Brad Pickett just in the game. His first two-pointer. 19-8 Hoopeston. By Root, he never stops hustling.
Don't you have the fatigue factor in here, too, particularly with West Frankfort? Pulaski's not moving without the ball like he did earlier in the tournament. He's got to be dog-tired. They only played a few hours ago.
And they were in a draining game, of course, against Ohio. Henson sets it up. Rebound long to Summers. He puts it up. He's blocked by Toltz. Nicely done. And the Corn Jerkers throw it away.
Two very proud traditional programs colliding in this third-place game, though. It may not be real close, but it'll be competitive all the way. That you can be assured. David Lee and Randy Feller will tolerate nothing less.
Famous coal country of West Frankfort. One of their alumni is Congressman Kenneth Gray of the 22nd District. West Frankfort looking for a hoop here. 5:23 opening half. Henson didn't take it. Here's another whistle away from the ball. 3 seconds. Called against Greg Johnston.
Greg Johnston, I would think, Frank, has a chance to be one of the superstars in Southern Illinois next couple of years, doesn't he?
He has a size, and this year's experience is really going to help him. He's 6'6" and still growing.
Only a sophomore.
Got a good frame, too. Pack some weight on that 6'6". Here's another sophomore, Brad Meisner. Inside it goes to Tolch. His one-hander's too long. An inside rebounding position, but it comes down to West. No. Two shots by Tolch. Look at everybody trying for the ball. It's on the floor. Finally, a foul on Rikas. Nobody wanted it. Somebody had to get out a stick and kill it.
Officials are trying mightily to call a good ball game and yet not call it, overcall it. So it's kind of sticky at times.
Chris Snyder back in the game now, along with Peoria.
As we look at the end of that flailing.
Snyder and Peoria are a little better ball handlers than the two that we played.
Pulaski at 6'5". Summers a big kid, 200-pounder. 19-8. Hoopeston-East Lynn over Frankfort, 4:37 and a half. Lewis is in the corner. They try to go inside to Henson. Slapped away and a foul. Foul's going to go against Brad Pickett, 6'2" junior for the Corn Jerkers. The Corn Jerkers start a sophomore, Meisner, and a junior Folks. The other three are seniors. Pulaski's only a junior. Fiore only a junior. Summers only a junior. Henson drilled that. So West Frankfort will be a good ball club again next year.
Yes, they will. And Pulaski and they moved this boy Johnson and up. Be a lot bigger ball club than they are this year.
And an experienced club, too. 9 points. Corn Jerker lead. They simply got that nickname with the kids working in the cornfield, jerking corn. Here's a whistle.
Chris Snyder.
And a foul down low on Snyder, number 52. Snyder just got behind him and pushed. He's going to get Brad Pickett to the free throw line. Pickett a 63% foul shooter. There's David Lee, the second coach to bring two teams to Class A. Two different teams. Free throw down by Brad Pickett. And here comes that sophomore we were talking about, Greg Johnston, back in. And Snyder sits down. 20-10. The men in white in the lead. There's a pair. Now let's see if they continue to press. It's been effective. Fiore needs help on the back. Pulaski's all over the place. Comes back there. Pulaski's not getting any shots on the offensive end. Henson looks over at David Lee. Calls the play. Fiore's way outside. They've got the zone packed in pretty good. Summers fakes, gives it up. Steal by Pickett and picked back up. Fiore again. Changes direction. Jump shot. and a whistle. Fiore's jump shot did not go down.
Foul's on Johnson, I believe.
Greg Johnson really makes his presence felt when he gets into the game. He bangs some bodies, and Randy Feller makes a point.
Notice he pushes here.
He says, what did I do?
Yeah, what do I do? Didn't touch him.
Pickett missed that free throw. Bush slapped at it. Pulaski pulled it out of the air. West Frankfort having trouble scoring. 3:33 to go in the first half. The corner, Summers. There's Pulaski coming across the lane. Didn't get him the ball. Now Snyder goes into the paint. Gets it rejected by Bush. Fiore tracks it back down. Andy Fiore, a junior, good with the ball. His dad played for the Redbirds in 51 through 54. Pulaski fires. Off balance, no. Rebound Summers. Put it on the deck. Rebound this time. Henson, no. Tip in by Pulaski. 4 cracks. And Pulaski got it down. It's a 9-point game. Randy Feller wasn't happy about nobody going to the boards there for Hoopeston. Roots in the right corner. He's a big scorer. Here he comes now. Top of the key. Shot. Missed. And now it's West Frankfort making a little move. 2:33. Henson wraparound dribble. Pulaski's open. Didn't want it. He can shoot that shot. Here it comes. Like I said, that's more for Tom Pulaski, 21-14.
He has to have the ball more of these games, Frank, for them to be in a game.
Lob inside Bush. Turns around and scores. That was the most in rhythm on his turnaround Bush has been all tournament. 2 minutes to play, first half. Pulaski's double team up ahead to Summers. He stops and gives it up to Snyder. Slides in, bounced and rejected by David Bush. A foul on Bush. Now for the Corn Jerkers, 33, Brad Dean, a 6-foot senior, is in. Brad Pickett comes out. Dean goes 6 foot, 185. David Lewis, 6'2" junior, getting some experience here for West Frankfort. Dwayne Summers sits down. 2-shot violation here. Chris Snyder. Be a good look at the young man. He missed it. He was 5 out of 5 from the field in the quarterfinal game. He's a 62% foul shooter. Free throw shooting oh so important. Hit that one. 23-15. And now a whistle, and there's a timeout on the court. 1:53 to go in the first half. And Hoopeston-East Lynn holding on to the lead. One of your network sponsors is LAFCO. Watching out there tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Brad Dean. Inside. Oh, a nice move by Root. He missed it, but he tapped it back home. Kevin Root. He's just a stay-with-it player. He's got 11. The 10-point lead with a half a minute. A mugging in the backcourt gives the Corn Jerkers the ball. Up ahead it goes. Meisner tipped out of bounds. Hoopeston-East Lynn. You get the feeling this second half might be a little loose. Looser. Okay. Root rattled out. Nice tough rebound by Fiore. He's a good player. Henson comes up. Henson lost his man, went into the lane, threw up a prayer, and it was answered.
Lane opened up for him, Frank, and he went all the way.
The 6'3" senior really did some fancy maneuvering here.
He shuffles the ball here.
Oh, my.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. One hand, the other.
Hello. Foul was on Brad Dean, 33. And this is Henson. His three-point play makes it a 7-point game with 12 seconds. And now the Redbirds press. Kevin Root blows by a man on the right. Gives the ball up ahead to Rikas. 5 seconds. Meisner knows it. He goes in and shoots. Whistle. Traveling with 3 seconds. Traveling violation gives West Frankfort a chance for a shot. Randy Feller didn't care for the call. Let's see what West Frankfort can do. Will they throw it the distance? No, they throw it short. 2-1. That's it. And that's the end of the first half of play in the third place championship game at the Assembly Hall with the score. Hoopeston-East Lynn 27, West Frankfort 20. Should get within 3. Crowd's waiting to holler. Kind of a bonfire ready for a simmer here.
Or maybe you have to wave again, too.
Oh, yeah. Colson's got the ball off the board. There's a lot of people here, of course, from Teutopolis and Ohio waiting for that second game.
Foul on Chris Snyder, 5-2. From behind.
The third foul on Snyder. And now, pressure, token pressure by West Frankfort is Kevin Root. Root's the left-hander. Had a big 29 in the quarterfinals. Bush outside shot. Too long, too short. Off the front of the rim, Fiore comes up. The game needs some flow to it now. Been a lot of whistles, missed shots. Snyder found himself free for a moment. Got it to Fiore. A pop. No. Rebound inside Summer. And a foul against Hoopeston. It's on Kevin Root. Root's second. Brad Pickett, 20, checks in for the Corn Jerkers. Dave Bush sits down. Tallest player in Hoopeston-East Lynn history. Dave Bush, 6'10 and a half. Free throws home by Dwayne Summers. See some of the West Frankfort fans. We've got a school enrollment of 700. A pair. It's a 3-point game. Bush sitting down. Will go to Southern Illinois University. Now Root. Now the Redbird fans getting back into it. Foul pick. Fiore was picked clean by Steve Rikas. Second foul on Fiore. Rikas just stood there and let Fiore run into him.
The big problem was that Mike Henson didn't call a pick out for him. I thought that Henson was apologizing to him for not calling it out because he had ample time to call it.
There it is.
Definitely a good pick.
Colts comes to help. Root's open and doesn't. Meisner's outside on one side, Rikas the other. They flash the post to Colts. Just turn around. Too long. Nice rebound by Snyder. Foul on the Corn Jerkers. All of a sudden now the momentum's gone over to the Redbirds.
Well, this is an example of a man ought to be in position.
I'll go after the ball.
Comes flying from the outside. No way to get the ball.
Quality shot very late.
Right. Very late.
6:06 to play in the third quarter. And the Redbirds could get within 1. Fiore, stutter step, inside, 2. It is a 1-point game. West Frankfort scored all 6 points in this quarter. And the Corn Jerkers haven't scored. Rikas tries, but he missed. And Snyder rebounds, and the Redbirds shoot for the lead. Henson swings through 2 men. Lost the ball. Up ahead, Meisner. Can he go all the way? Yes. And Meisner, just like that, gets it. There's Bush checking back in. Gives Hoopeston-East Lynn a 3-point advantage again. They'd like to win their 32nd game of the year. It would be the 21st for West Frankfort. Summers peels out of trouble. Now looks for help. Oh, Pulaski's open, didn't. Pulaski needs more shots. Calling out a play. David Lee. Pulaski sends it out to Snyder. He threw it right to the official. Snyder turned and threw the ball to the official. only official in town that the ball would have missed.
Bill Spriggs, that's right. Bill is a slender one, isn't he?
Bill is he may lead the league in slender officials.
He's a good one, good guy.
Good official, too.
Yeah. But he is still thin.
Trying to defense from behind there.
I think Archie got ties that weigh that much.
I know I do.
Kevin Root's going to go to the foul line for the Corn Jerkers.
And of course, he kids Dick Green, who's working with him from Majestic Park. Dick is a little more husky than Bill is. Good combination.
I had to imagine two guys average weight.
Between the two of them.
Root missed the first one. The third foul on Pulaski there, too.
They were both telling me how much they had to travel during the tournament series. One from Kankakee, one from the Rockford area, and they went all over.
The good ones do. Yep. Here's a near steal, and Root's trying to get it. He's got it. He's tied up. Good effort by Root and Dwayne Summers.
Thought the wrestling was here last weekend.
They really went to the deck and scrapped for it.
Good ball game.
You think for a moment that, well, they got beat today, and this isn't for the title. These kids want this third place championship.
Well, I think any ball club that's up here has to be real competitive, and they're not going to quit, either team.
And they're playing in front of a big house. Dave Fry mentioned over 13,000 here tonight. Here's a whistle. 3-second violation, and Mr. Spriggs really damps that one out.
3-second violation.
I think either Bill Spriggs or Donald Huddleston are the officials who have had the most dramatic series down here, don't you?
Don Huddleston is pretty good. I'll tell you, he's got some mechanics. But Spriggs, that time, I thought he was going on a track meet.
That's the new move for Bill Spriggs. I haven't seen that before, but you certainly know what the call is.
No doubt about it. 4-point advantage for the Corn Jerkers with 4:14 in the third period. They lead 30-26. There's Spriggs. He's having a good time. Mike Henson out between the rings. It's a zone 2-3 for the Corn Jerkers. They got it flattened out way deep. Skip pass over the zone. Snyder doesn't want the shot. Colts came out and challenged him at 6'4". Henson flipped it nicely to Summers for the deuce. It's a 2-point game. .350. Kevin Root sends the ball in the corner. They want Bush now. The big guy asks for the ball inside. They find Root instead, left-handed. Nice sliding move, flicked it off the window. 4-point Hoopeston lead. Pulaski sends it way up ahead to Fiore. He slipped by his man, got inside, missed the layup, got it back. This time it went. Nicely done by Andy Fiore.
Andy Fiore has great jumping ability. His vertical jump must be 40 inches the way he gets up.
Quick second jump, too, Coach.
Sure has.
Rikas missed. Colts tries and didn't. And a foul on the play. Let's see who it's on.
It is on Tom Pulaski.
Let's see if Pulaski and Bush crack together. It is the fourth foul on Pulaski. Count the goals. And Pulaski can't believe it. He's still standing where it happened. Let's see if we can see it. There goes Pulaski inside. He looked like he tripped and fell backwards into Bush.
Right.
He has to go out of the game. Greg Johnston checks back in.
David Lee looks overjoyed there, doesn't he?
Free throw by Bush is down. Bush with 5. The 5-point lead for his team. Now a half dozen. Pressure is extended. Let's see if the Redbirds can handle it. Fiore. Double dribble. And the pressure has hurt the Redbirds.
It sure has. Hoopeston's got some great pressure in the backcourt. They two-time and trap in every corner, and they just do a good job.
They can put 3 quick kids on you.
They have so much more quickness than West Frankfort.
Lob inside Bush. Turnaround one-hander is home.
He's found his game. He's back to his game now.
He's got 8, and it's an 8-point lead. Now Summers barrels into the front court. Fiore again.
Went right up over the top of big 6'10" Dave Bush.
That's 10 for Fiore, having a good game. 2:40 to play in the third. Rikas, one of the quick kids for Hoopeston. And it goes to Bush. Here he comes. Missed that. Fiore battled it. Bush got it and steps in. Missed the shot and a foul. Bush was a tower of power coming through the lane that time.
Greg Johnson.
Watch him come after he misses.
Come from way outside.
Here it comes. That's called crashing the board.
Sure.
And now he shoots 2. All of a sudden, the Corn Jerkers with a 7-point lead
He
back.
even looks different with his free throw shooting, Frank. Looks more relaxed now.
You can't get enough confidence in this game, can you? There's a whistle and a timeout on the court. 2:29 to play in the third, and we have a ball game. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. They came back and won tonight. Hoopeston in a big lead. Now Frankfort coming back to within 8.
It's been great entertainment, I'll tell you that, all weekend.
Players keep getting better, and the games keep getting better. And a championship game to go. West Frankfort looks for the hoop. They need to slice into the lead here. 2:07 to play in the third. Fiore's had a good game, 21. He's playing with a lot of confidence, too. Here he comes. Just like that. You can just see he can shoot that ball.
With Pulaski out, their inside game is really hurting.
That's 12 for Fiore. Watch Root. Knows the baseline. Lob inside Bush. Stolen. Up ahead, Henson goes by one man on the left, gets it to Summers, and he saved it somehow. Snyder didn't try it. Rikas almost picked his pocket. Snyder's in trouble. Now he got fouled.
Rikas.
Steve Rikas.
You know, it's amazing, the West Frankfort run all told, because really, Bob, Hickneyville was considered very tough down there. DuQuoin very tough. There were a lot of good ball clubs, and the Redbirds really made the run at the right time.
That's true, and I saw them beat DuQuoin by 2-2 in the Super Sectional. Same type of game as they played up here.
DuQuoin must be a fine club.
They were a nice ball club.
Snyder's outside. Too long. Rebound torn down by Meisner. Here comes Rikas, pushing it up. Horn Jerkers in a hurry. Bush stopped in time. With 1 minute to play in the third, an 8-point Hoopeston lead, a dozen for Bush. By far his best performance. Fiore goes 2-2. Inside Summers for the layup. Dwayne Summers makes it a 6-point game with 48 seconds. We're going to have a tight game before this one's all over. Rikas slides into the lane, goes all the way in, puts it up and in. Rikas with a half a dozen. 33 seconds. Let's see if West Frankfort wants more than one. Henson goes by his man. Nice pass to Summers for 2. Give a lot of credit to Henson, and that's 8 points for Summers. A 6-point game again, 17 seconds. Root comes up on the right. They're looking inside to Bush. 10 seconds. Hold. 6, 5, 4. Here's Root with 2. Shot is no, but a foul. Root hit together over there.
Oh, Dwayne Summers.
It's Summers. Some collision. Summers 200-pounder. He got the foul.
Kevin Root comes out limping.
Yeah, he's about 30 pounds shy of Dwayne Summers. And now, with a 44-38 game, Root tries to add to the lead. There's a good look at the senior 6'1", 170. He's just a good player. Stuck it right in.
Well, he has 63 points coming in tonight. What do you have for him right now, Frank? Get that
16, I believe,
16 now for Root. That gives him 79 out in the tournament.
79, and
That's it. At the end of 3 periods of play, The Corn Jerkers 46 and the Redbirds 38. One of your network sponsors, Deutsch Salad. Deutsch Salad. 5 for Snyder. And now the Corn Jerker crowd urging on the men in white. Root can go from there. Swings around his man and pops it. Good. Got a good roll then, Frank. Emotion that he got bumped on the hip, but he got it down. 6:20 to play. The three-point game. Nothing but tight ones here. Fiore gets in. It rolled out. Tough break for Fiore, and Root got it. Boy, Root's an ever-present player. He's where the ball is. Seasoned veteran. Doesn't make many mistakes. Colt, wing right. There's the ball to Bush. He came to it, and he was fouled by Greg Johnston.
That's his fourth.
Brad Pickett, 20, is going to check in there for the Corn Jerkers, and Colts goes out. Pickett at 6'2", a junior. Bush with 12 points in the game. He averaged 17.6 on the season. Got that down. You can tell he feels better.
That's right. He's a lot more relaxed now than he was earlier. He's found his team.
He could get his team 5 ahead again if he can hit this. Still nearly 6 minutes to play.
Yesterday, he couldn't buy a free throw.
Or a field goal.
That's right.
Snyder gets free. He's got an 8-footer off the window. Once again, a three-point game as Chris Snyder's got 7. And now a whistle and a timeout for the Corn Jerkers. 5:41 left. It's a three-point game. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Inside of Big Dave Bush and Kevin Root drawing all the defense.
8 for Rikas. A 5-point lead by the Corn Jerkers.
He'll be able to get that shot all evening.
Well, if he does, lights are going to go out in West Frankfort. This is Mike Henson across the top. Still plenty of time for the Redbirds. They're very patient, trying to run their offense. Pulaski wants the ball, tips it right back out to Henson for the pop from the corner. Mike Henson, good solid high school player, 16 in the game. It's a 3-point advantage for Hoopeston. Meisner has gone almost all the way with the starting lineup. Rikas wing right. Here's Root. 18-footer is not there. Fiore rebounds and he's fouled, and Fiore at 6'1", a slight junior, has great position on the board.
Brad Pickett.
Brad Pickett fouled him with 4:35 to go. We'll take a look at it.
No way he had in position at all. Right over top his back. No way. Those kind of fouls, Frank, you wonder how they happen, but it seems like a guy so intent on going to the board, he just can't hold himself back.
Position is so much of rebound.
Is a key to it.
Free throw is down by Fiore.
Got a chance to go back within a 1 now. 1-point game with things getting either way. Anyone's game.
52 to 51. The Corn Jerkers by 1, and they have the ball with 4:33 to go. And here we go again. Third place on the line. Rikas lets it fly. It's short. Nice rebound in the lane for 2 by Kevin Root.
Like you said, he's always there.
At 20 in the game for Root. He's had a big tournament. He's an all-tournament performer. Here's the pass that hit Johnson in the foot and out of bounds. Fiore had Johnson cutting to the baseline, and the pass hit him in the foot. Now West Frankfort's going to extend pressure. The Corn Jerkers with the ball on a 3-point lead with a near steal by Pulaski.
A near foul by Pulaski.
Henson got his hand on one. Randy Feller yelling some instructions. Root's going to take the ball across. There he is. At half court. Right across the way. clock comes to 4 minutes in the game. Bush flashes the post. Now plants himself low left. There is inside pass down to Meisner. They ran their offense to perfection. 6 points for Meisner. It's a 5-point lead now, and West Frankfort will have to score. And Henson's ahead of the pass. Kicks it over to Johnson. Johnson's covered. Henson wants the ball in the corner. Fiore gives it to him. 3.5. Fade away Pulaski. Too long. Rebound by Snyder, and he's fouled. Good position on the board by Chris Snyder at 6'2". There's Randy Feller leaning back over there with him, Wayne Bandy.
4 fouls on Kevin Root.
4 fouls on Root. That gives Snyder to the line. He's shooting 2, and he could pull Frankfort within 3. Flip. Snyder with 8. He's a senior. Crowd quiets down. Rattled out. Bush claimed it. Meisner on the hunt. 3:20 left. Meisner's on the wing right. Roots up top. Holtz looks in. Here comes Rikas down the lane. Threw it up. Didn't get it. And he was held.
It's all of Tom Pulaski.
Tom Pulaski hit Rikas on the way in, and that's his 5th foul. He's gone. Only a junior. He's on for this tournament, but he'll be back and a factor for David Lee next year.
He sure will. He's a fine ball player. You notice he slapped him from behind. The man had him defense from the front side.
Watch it
He
again.
comes from the side and gets him. That's right.
He fouled him twice.
Yeah.
Rikas knocked it down.
Rick has been a big factor last quarter here.
He has 7 points. He's a clutch player. 57-52. Hoopston's lead. You can see the look of Pulaski. He spent his all at the Assembly Hall. There's the ball loose and a whistle foul. On the rebound, it's on Meisner of the Corn Jerkers. So with 3:10 on the clock, Meisner gets a rebounding foul, and Frankfort is still in the game, only 5 down.
But without Tom Pulaski.
It's always tough down here the last day. One fine ball club loses 2 ball games.
Right.
And, of course, nobody likes to be in that position, but it really takes no luster away from their performance at all.
Shot is missed by Summers. The big miss gives the ball over to Hoopston, and Meisner comes up. See if they run some clock. Rikas looks inside. They'll run their offense. Bush plants down low. Root steps in. Blocked. Nice play by Summers. Just jammed the ball away from Root. 2:47 left. West Frankfort still alive. They call a set play. Henson goes inside for 2. Nice move by Mike Henson. Fake towards Fiore and flip the lane. It's a 3-point game.
It's a 12-foot finger roll, Frank.
About what it was. Now let's see if Root can answer. He goes by his man on the right. It's poked away from him, but Rikas picked it up. He missed. Ball's loose. Picked off by the Redbirds, and a foul on the Corn Jerkers. Rikas. And all of a sudden, with 2:20, the game changes again. Foul is on Steve Rikas. Chris Snyder will go to the free throw line, and he has a chance to get Frankfort within 1 with a pair. First one is down. East Lynn led 15-8 at the quarter, 27-20 at the half, 46-38 after 3, and now Frankfort is knocking on the door. They're within 2. The rebound is out of bounds to the Redbirds. They could tie it. Could have a tie game here with 2:18 if the Redbirds can convert. What else can happen? Fiore's got it in the corner. They give him just a little room. West Frankfort needs a high percentage shot. They don't have Pulaski, remember. He fouled out. Henson back his way in. 2 minutes left. Ball's loose. Picked up by Root. The Corn Jerkers have it. Here comes Kevin Root. Good foul by Dwayne Summers. Prevented a sure layup.
Sure did. And also prevented an injury. He knew he had to foul and tried to wrap Root up. You'll see it on the replay, I'm sure.
Just tackled him here, but he held on to him. He didn't want him to fall into the orchestra there in the band section.
You got to give Summers credit for catching him. Summers, a 200-pounder. Root can get out and scoot.
I didn't think he could catch him.
Pretty good athlete.
You bet. And now a whistle to freeze Root with 1:56 to play. It's still anybody's game. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. Yes. A one-point game as Mike Henson drilled it under pressure. Trying to get a timeout with West Frankfort. They couldn't do it. A minute and a half. Tolch is inside low. Good! Steve Tolch knocked it in. He has 6, 60 to 57. 1:20 to play. Henson hit a clutch shot.
I think he'll see Henson again.
There's a lob to Fiore. Tolch came right back with another clutch shot. Here comes Henson again. Not this time, but the rebound comes down in the hands of Snyder. He tries. Summers got this. He's fouled. Good offensive rebounding by West Frankfort. And with 59 seconds, they're still alive in this game.
I think you'll see Henson and Fiore will do the shooting from here on out.
Take a look at this offensive board work.
Dave Bush really came over the top here.
Now, Dwayne Summers is a kid that's underrated in this ball. So look at him go up.
Yes, he is.
Only 6'1", and he's 200 pounds, and he's
He's
strong.
a real battler. He really goes to the boards.
He has 8 points in the game. Let's see if he's shooting a pair. It is.
Probably one of the best position rebounders in the tournament. Of course, you can't move him once he gets camped under that.
He's got it. 60-58. Hoopeston-East Lynn in the lead. This could cut it to 1. 59 seconds in the game.
And Lou Johnson on the other end because he has the 4 fouls on him, and they need him in the lineup.
No blowout in the third place game, that's for sure. Summers made 1 out of 2. Bush has the rebound, and the Corn Jerkers are protecting a narrow 2-point advantage. They've got the ball where they want it in the hands of Kevin Root. Here he comes. Inside Bush. This is Rikas. Yes! A big hoop by Rikas. 4-point lead. That's 11 for Rikas. 36 seconds. The clock is the enemy. Fiore rolled it out. Rebound to Rikas. The Corn Jerkers looking good with a half a minute, and they lose it out of bounds. Randy Feller couldn't believe it. They had it, and it slipped away. He says, what do I got to do? Got to go 28 more seconds. There's Henson again. He missed it. Rebound tapped out to Root. He's all alone. He's going to go the distance. It went down. It counts, and he's fouled, and it's a 2-shot violation. Kevin Root just went in all the way and stuck it down. Called an intentional foul, and Kevin Root put a cap on it like this.
2-shot. He pushed him here. Anytime you run under a man when he's up in the air like this, usually 2 shots.
What a ball game for Kevin Root. Corn Jerkers lost to champion Providence St. Mel 83-72 here last year. This year they're going to take home the 3rd place trophy. They lead 65-58 with 19 seconds left. The men from Vermilion County. Root made a 4-point play on the play. And it's a 66-58 advantage. There's the clock. And that's all their times left in West Frankfort season. Inside, Johnson travels. 13 seconds. .25 in the game for Root. What a performance. Up ahead, here's Root again. Here he comes, 8 seconds. Lobbed a Bush to the dunk that puts the signature on the season. 3, 2, 1, it's over, and the Corn Jerkers close it off with a slam dunk by Bush to win 68-58.
Head to Weeping. All flipped in the air and controlled by Stephanopoulos with the basketball immediately. Kevin Ruhal. Ruhal goes to Theo Hemmons, baseline left. Back out front to Ruhal. They look for Jerusalem inside, intercepted by Brad Pickett. Eric pass, Pickett picks it off, and Ohio brings it across. Ohio went through unbelievably cold shooting spell in the first half of the ball game this afternoon. Got inside, misses, a follow by Darren Schultz is good. It was Tim Fairhair couldn't get her down, and then Schultz hits the offensive board and scores 2-0 Ohio. Ohio in their 2-2-1, trapping type of zone pressure. Ruhal comes cross court now to Krieger. Krieger goes down baseline to Jerusalem. The shot is good, and a foul on Fairhair. Bob Jerusalem came in along the baseline. Here we see it again, Bob.
Yeah, Jerusalem goes right onto the goal with it. He's not bashful. He got a good foul, too. Jerusalem's a hungry ball player.
Yeah,
very hungry.
Very quick ball player, too, at 6'6". He can complete the three-point play, and he does, and Stephanopoulos takes the lead. The Wooden Shoes go on top at 3-2. Lance Harris, there's a good look at Lance coming to the timeline. What a brilliant season he's had. He finally got going in the second half of this one, in the fourth quarter, actually, this afternoon. Oh, beautiful move by Harris. He bounced off a couple of people in traffic, underhands the ball to the hoop. Ohio leads it by 1 at 4-3. Krieger brings the ball up for Titopoulos. Titopoulos, fantastic, 32-0 in the season. Ohio 29-2. They lost both games to conference opponent Anawan. Regular season affair and a conference title game. Baseline jumper, Wiesing no good. Rebound, Hemmon no good. Jerusalem pulls it down in the paint. He's got it. So it's Bob Jerusalem with all 5 points right now for the Wooden Shoes.
Jerusalem is playing Brad Beckett all over the floor. Really playing hard.
And Krieger is on Harris.
Nice.
Ball knocked away from Beckett, deflected out of bounds, going to belong to Ohio. Krieger that time came over to help out on Beckett, as you might have noted, in the right corner of the offensive zone as far as Ohio's concerned. Lance Harris inbounds to Dave Doran. Doran wearing number 34. This is Harris going baseline. He lobs cross court, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Theo Hemmon. Hemmon brings it down to Krieger for the Wooden Shoes. Right side to Ruhal. Ruhal eyes the bucket. Ohio still back in that zone defense. Basic 1-3-1 for Ohio, I believe, Bob. Turn around, Wiesing no good. Jerusalem got the rebound, stripped it back out. Lost his footing and was fouled, they're going to say, by center Tim Fairhair of Ohio. That's his second foul. So a common violation. Titopoulos will pull the trigger under their own attacking basket to make the play. And number 15 going back to the baseline. That'll be Todd Krieger. Krieger out front to Ruhal. Here's the Jerusalem. They work it low to Hemmon. He got it. Left-hander on the baseline by Theo Hemmon. 7-4. Titopoulos leads it by 3. First period of play just underway. State Class A championship game in the Assembly Hall at Lance Harris, number 10 on the dribble. Pickett trying to post up among the trees inside. He goes baseline. Whirl shoots and misses, but drew the foul. That's where Pickett can get T-Town in trouble on the inside. And it looks to me like Wiesing picked it up. He did.
I think he gets a lot of ball here, but obviously he gets the body to hit.
Pickett can get fine room along the baseline when it doesn't exist.
That's right. There's no place for him to go. He gets the shot off.
I have that very, very well sealed off, did the Wooden Shoes. 2 shots to Pickett. Brad Pickett this afternoon wound up with a pretty good scoring ball game. Had a lot of trouble getting field goals. We had a total of 24 on the afternoon. 2 out of 2 at the line. 7-6 ball game. Totopoulos leads it by a single point. Ruhal across. Good duel out front. That's Ruhal being covered by Dave Dorn. His bounce pass over to Lance Harris. Lost it out of bounds, and Ohio's going to have it. Ohio put just enough pressure on. Lloyd Johnson, the Ohio coach, told me, Bob, I said, how are you physically? He said, we're bruised and we're tired. A hip pointer has affected Lance Harris a little bit. But he says, we're going to play and play hard. I don't doubt that for a minute.
That's true. They will.
And Totopoulos,
You don't get that second chance to be here.
will play the same way. Pickett, foul prior to the shot on Zarusin. Pickett had good penetration, but Zarusin was called for the foul prior to the shot. Let's look at it again.
Yeah, they get him out early.
Yeah, this is an instant before he got the shot off. So it's a common foul. Inbounded by Ohio. Harris to Pickett. Totopoulos leads it by 1. Lance Harris. He looking eyeball to eyeball with Krieger out there. Krieger slides with him. Here's Harris to the base. On the rebound, Schultz almost should have been called for a foul. He collided with Theo Hemmen, but Hemmen brought it down. Here is Hemmen. Number 25 for the white-clad, the wooden shoes to Zarusin. The Ruhal knocked away by Ferrer, but picked up by Ruhal off to Zarusin. They go back inside to Wiesling for 2. Totopoulos hits the open man about as well as any ball club you're going to see. They move the ball extremely well. Very, very well coached by Ken Crawford.
They've done that in each of their games. They see the floor well.
9-6. Totopoulos leading by 3. 4:27 for the first quarter. Pickett right back out to Harris. Lance comes inside. Straightens up. Zarusin got a portion of the basketball, and they're going to have a foul on Wiesling. That's his second. That was away from the ball. From the ball as he jockeyed for rebounding position. So Ohio will inbound. Bulldogs trailing by 3. They trail 6-0 at the end of the first quarter against West Frankfort this afternoon. All right, here's Brad Pickett. Pickett slides. Pickett uses that board very effectively. It's his first field goal in a 9-8 ball game. So Pickett so far with a total of 4 out of the ball club's 8 points. He's got half of the total. Cross court, Ruhal. Right side now as they get the ball to Todd Krieger off to Wiesling. Wiesling has picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter. This pumped in the jumper. 11-8 ball game. Totopoulos leading by 3. Undefeated. 70.6 offensive average, a glittering defensive mark of 46.2. Dave Dorn from the baseline.
He doesn't shoot often.
Dave has had probably as many critical field goals as anybody in his club. He had one against Newark that tied the game at 59 all and set up the eventual Ohio win by 2. 61-59. He throws them in rarely, but as you say, dramatically. Holding high out front. Good ball player, Krieger there. Off to Theo Hemmen. Ball fake by Krieger. All he has to do is get a step on him. Todd Krieger. 13-10, P-Town. 3-point lead in this final ball game. Walking it up is Lance Harris. 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Left to play in the ball game's first period. Been a good one thus far. Darren Schultz travels. Still trying to break off the left wing. Pretty good defense. Not a real hard-nosed type of defense. We're going to have a timeout taken now. An official timeout in the Assembly Hall with 2:58 to go in the quarter. Totopoulos leading by 3. And one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. 5th year, 103-37 coming into the tournament. He was 4 years at Rossville Alvin, 50-51 record. On the other hand, Lloyd Johnson at Ohio has been at Ohio 3 years, came into the tournament 77-8. 6 years at Malden, where he was 67-70. All right, Totopoulos as we resume play. Wiesling had it, lost it, picked up by Krieger. On the baseline to Theo Hemmen. Oh, what a great block by Pickett. Pickett flew out of there. Comes up with a great block. They clear it in the defensive zone, and now Lance Harris will bring it up. There you see the Ohio fans respond to a big defensive play by Brad Pickett. Ohio trails Totopoulos by 3. Pickett looking for the screen. Fires an air ball, and it's hauled down by Theo Hemmen. Here's Hemmen as the Totopoulos fans remind him. He fired up an air ball. Right side, Ruhal. Oh, nothing but iron and net. That ball, they just defied it to come out. Rattled around all through 15-10. Totopoulos leading by 5. All right, Lance Harris yelling baseline out here now as he brings the ball over the time stripe very methodically. Totopoulos has not used any pressure defense at all in this ball game as yet. And Ohio's has been only token. They use a 2-2-1 zone press, but have not employed it a great deal in the ball game as yet tonight. 15-10 contest. Lance Harris. Harris looks at Krieger, pulls it up over Krieger. Rebound, Pickett. Pickett works to the hoop. Loose, still loose. Leasing picks it up, and he is wrapped up and fouled by Darren Schultz. Foul number 1 on Schultz. 1:35 to go in the opening quarter. Let's see it again. There's Pickett working to the inside. And finally,
hit him with the arm
yeah,
there.
it's obvious. As soon as Wiesing picked up the ball,
Right, hit him with the
Schultz grabbed him. All right, 5-point lead to Teutopolis. They're down over the 10-second line, or Teutopolis. We've heard both pronunciations. They say both are correct. Wiesing gets the field goal. Ted Wiesing slipped the baseline, 17-10. The big pounded wooden shoes playing well once again. Lance Harris won't go. And again, Ohio is not shooting very well. They didn't shoot well this afternoon, and they're not shooting well thus far tonight. They trail it by 7. With a minute left to go in the opening period. Krieger holding high for the wooden shoes. Todd Krieger out front. Come out of a tough area, the same area that has produced the likes of those great Lawrenceville teams, ball clubs of that sort, Effingham, St. Anthony's, good solid teams over the years.
I was on
Wiesing. Ted Wiesing picks it up, and that's his third.
That's a big factor there. They need him in there.
Third foul in the first period. It comes with Teutopolis up by 7, but immediately Ken Crawford's going to go to the bench and put Jeff Hardick in the ballgame. Jeff Hardick comes in for Wiesing. Now, I would imagine Ken Crawford will leave Wiesing out for a while with 3 fouls here in the first period. That's taking a ball player out of there who's 6'6", 190, a senior veteran with a 14.2 average. Inside, bounce pass, pretty ball move, and Pickett can't get the shot down. Nice assist by Farrer. Ball is still loose. And finally Bob Rusin digs it out. Yep. Rusin gets it out quickly to Theo Hemmon. So what could have been an easy 2, well, not an easy 2, but 2 for Ohio, turns out to actually end up being a turnover. And Teutopolis has the ball. They'll run it down for a 1 shot. They lead it by 7 at 17-10. Well on the floor, Todd Krieger. Krieger wearing number 15. He'll break to the ball here shortly. That's the Rusin out near the 10-second line, number 41. That's Krieger with it. Harris tries to steal. Here is Ruhal. Ruhal slips inside to Zarusin. Baseline right with 4 seconds. Over to Hemmon. Hemmon shot. Outer iron. No good. Harris rebounds. That's it. 1 quarter is completed in the battle for the Class A state championship. At the end of 1, Teutopolis is leading by 7, and one of your network sponsors is Lasso. Good job on Harris and Pickett, Bob, which is the key against this Ohio ball club.
That's true. They've done a good job defensively. Pickett's having a hard time getting the ball inside. And Krieger...
Ohio just threw it away that time. I think they were puzzled a little bit by the defense. It almost looked like Teutopolis was changing up in a zone. That they've zoned. It's kind of a matchup. It's not really a zone defense, is it?
It looks like a matchup to me.
Here's Krieger. Todd Krieger over the Ohio zone defense makes it 19-10.
Krieger's had a tremendous tournament.
Indeed he has. Both ends of the floor. Now you see he is out on Harris right now. Here's Harris with the ball. Zarusin is on Pickett as Pickett rolls to the baseline. Zarusin's going to stick with it. Schultz at long range. He can't get it. Ball loose. Pickett steps over. If he was on the floor, it was Hardick who fell down. Off to Harris. His shot is partially blocked. Here is Pickett. Pickett working on Zarusin, giving away 4 inches in height. Brad Pickett is sort of pulled in there. Zarusin 4 inches taller. That seemingly is a bad matchup, but Pickett gets shots off at angles you can't believe anyway. 19-12. Teutopolis by 7. Kevin Ruhal well out on the floor. Another good fine backcourt tandem for this wooden shoe combination. Fine quintet all the way around, for that matter. Remember now that Wiesing is on the bench riding with 3 fouls, and Hardick is playing for him. Here's a jumper by Krieger. Rebound, fought for, still loose, picked up by Hemmon. Hemmon got it.
He was trying to get the ball going about it hit him with his feet, and it came right back to him.
9-point lead to Teutopolis at 21-12. Lance Harris meets Krieger the minute he comes down the floor. You can see 41 defensively in white. That's the Zarusin on Brad Pickett of Ohio. As Pickett tries to get a little room to maneuver inside. Harris launches the jumper. Gets this caroms off again. Harris has not had a good shooting day at all, and foul's going to be whistled on Brad Pickett as they came out of traffic. Okay, there's your first period shooting. 62% for Teutopolis, 8 of 13. Ohio just 4 of 12. Free throws not a factor as yet. Rebounding 8-4 to Teutopolis. They would figure to have the edge of the much bigger ball club. Turnovers are even. All right, here is Traeger. Traeger pitches left corner to Theo Hemmons. Hemmons now all the way off to Kevin Rahal, right side. Rahal working low. The ball is knocked away. They got the pass down to Hardick. Jeff Hardick on the inside. Ohio, as you saw, collapsed on him, but couldn't come up with the steal, and so the basketball once again.
I'm sure that Bob DeRussen is not getting the ball nearly as much as what Ken Crawford would prefer to have it.
Well, Traeger has spoke down a rebound effort after a miss. The Teutopolis is using its height advantage. They're massing the offensive board very effectively. They lead by 11 here at 23-12. Just underway, really. 5:33 for the half. Ohio needs to get something going. Baskets have come tough from the Bulldogs this afternoon and this evening so far. Traeger intercepts the cross-court pass. He has Lance Harris to beat. He dishes off. Field goal to Ruhal. Kevin Ruhal got his third bucket. And now it's 25-12 as suddenly T-Town has ballooned this to a 13-point lead in the game's second quarter. The lob to Pickett from Dorr knocked out of bounds, and right now Teutopolis doing a fantastic job of blanketing inside. The minute that pass even looked like it might go to Pickett, there are 3 guys on him underneath. Ohio has to take a timeout. Timeout for the Bulldogs, and one of your network sponsors is the American Dairy Association of Illinois. The rebound to gets it out of bounds. There's so much congestion under that hoop as Teutopolis just denying the baseline with bodies down there.
Well, we've talked all weekend about how good a defense Teutopolis has, and they're showing it to you again tonight.
Hard in the public league in Chicago at halftime. Number 1, Simeon, 46, Hirsch, 19.
Yeah, Simeon's a power along with King.
King won their game 82-52 over Von Steuben.
Willis Marshall also was a winner.
And Robeson.
Yep. Public league playoffs, always interesting. Great basketball. And, of course, the survivor will be here next week in the Assembly Hall next weekend for the AA state tournament. The Russin holding high for Teutopolis out front to Scott Traeger. The Russin skies. Can't we say more?
But he has just great timing, Art. He gets everything coming off the board, just gets it the right time.
He's a smoothie, too.
He's just a very smooth player.
27-12, 15-point lead. Teutopolis, number 1 ranked team in the state. I would say from, at least mid-season on, St. Mel was ranked number 1 early. All right, again, they tried to go to Pickett. Again, that collapse inside by Teutopolis, and T-Town has the basketball.
The Russin is fronting him so hard in there, they just can't hardly get the ball to him.
Kevin Ruhal. And the other problem is you can't stop them at the other end. Yeah. 29-12, T-Town leading by 17 in their quest for their first ever state championship. Harris was outside. They feed now to Fairher. Fairher bounce pass backdoor to Schultz. It's blocked by Zerusen. Schultz powers it back up. It's blocked again. Deflected out front to Lance Harris. Harris jump shot. No good. Karen's out of there. Rebound controlled and pulled down by Kevin Ruhal. We have a foul.
Now on Brad Pickett.
Pickett trying to make a play defensively. Foul number 2 on Brad. So a 3:14 to go in the half. Teutopolis with a big 17-point lead.
The freshman Todd Etheridge checks in for Ohio, 5'10", 14 years old, in for the first time.
And they've moved
Dorn went out.
Yeah, Dave Dorn. Normally, Etheridge comes in for Schultz. Kevin Ruhal at the line for the Wooden Shoes. His free throw misfires and Fairher grabs the rebound. Ohio down quickly. Ohio wants to pick up the pace. That doesn't make a bit of difference to the Wooden Shoes. They'll run with you. They'll walk with you.
Another steal by Zerusen.
Zerusen got it away from Pickett. The lead pass down the floor to Traeger. Traeger makes the save. Bats it back in. Darren Schultz has the ball for Ohio. He drives up over the 10-second line. There you see Schultz going coast to coast. Nobody ever did cut him off. He was going to pass off 2 or 3 times, I think, or stop. Nobody cut him off. Went the distance. 29-14. 15-point lead for Teutopolis. Ruhal. Jumper. The weight on those. He's got such a great who gets a lot of rebounds for a guy 5'10". Brings it down quickly to Todd Etheridge, the freshman off the glass. He sticks it in the hole. I think it'll count. Foul on Theo Hemmons.
The basket's good.
Todd Etheridge, he is going to be a dandy.
I think Hammond fouled in desperation, man. I think he got a little upset on the other end.
There you see it.
He had a little bit, down here he got hit pretty hard. They didn't call it. He comes down here and gets a little upset.
All right, Darren Schultz with a chance to make this a three-point opportunity, and he could make it 4 now. 1-on-1 situation because Ohio is on the bonus. And not by much. Let's see, 3. That was the 15 foul to Topoulos. 29-17, second throw. Zarusin on the board. Bob Zarusin, 6'6", 180, 18-year-old senior. Do everything performer for the Wooden Shoes of Coach Ken Crawford. Etheridge moving out front on Krieger. Cross court to Kevin Rahal. Rahal looks inside. There's a turnaround by Hardick. Jeff Hardick with his first field goal. He came in when Ted Wiesing picked up his third personal foul. 31-17. 154 for the first half. Of course, we'll have the presentation of third and fourth place medals and trophies at halftime of this ball game for you. A traveling violation there on Darren Schultz. Boy, you know, Bob, Topoulos, you have to be awfully proud of Ken Crawford, one of your former players coaching. And they are so sound at both ends of the floor.
They sure are. And they cover up so well on defense for each other.
They play that helping defense. Yes, you can't tell whether they're man-to-man or zone. I think they're in a zone concept, and boy, they really help.
I tell you, Art, they play a man-to-man on the ball side, and then they sag away from
We just have the place-kicking record for the state tournament established by Brad Pickett. Ball went inside. Brad got about a good number 10 or 11 on it. Frank, you look like you're just dying to say something over there.
Well, Ken Crawford was telling me before the game to play for Teutopolis, you got to play defense, and you got to play on the board.
And Hardick turns around and pops it in. His second field goal. 33-17, 16-point lead. And at the present time, we're having one of those championship games that is not close. The Bulldogs, this meeting the Teutopolis team, has played a magnificent ball game, and Teutopolis comes up with another steal. Turnovers are killing Ohio. That's really hurting them more than cold shooting. They're not getting enough cracks out of it. What a tremendous story this Ohio ball club has been. You don't forget, the fourth quarter to be played. We're not quite at halftime, and they came from out of nowhere this afternoon. Around the zone defense.
Surprisingly, Art, Zarusin is not getting the ball on offense. He's getting what points he is. It's been on putbacks on rebounds.
I'll tell you, when Ruhal throws in 4 on the perimeter in the second quarter for you, don't need it to get anything.
But he's there to rebound.
Yeah, he'll mop it up. 35-17. Lance Harris. Outer iron. Rebound Fairher, and he is fouled by Bob Zarusin. Foul number 2 on Zarusin. So the Wooden Shoes of Teutopolis, just a juggernaut down here.
They call these blocking fouls, Art. Get in a little too close, you're blocking.
Well, Zarusin made contact, but Fairher, I think, dished out most of the punishment. At the line, Tim Fairher. This kid was only shooting 37% at the free throw line coming to the tournament. And he has been one of the more adept free throw shooters in the tournament. Tim's brother, Tom, is the only player they lost from last year. Tom Fairher graduated last year, and otherwise his ball club is the same. Etheridge is the newcomer, just a freshman. 35-19, 17 seconds left to go. First half. Teutopolis will run it down for a good shot. They got the big lead. Stolen away. Stolen by Etheridge off to Harris. Lance on the drive. Harris with only his second field goal. 4 seconds. Down quickly. Here's Zarusin on the alley-oop lead. Couldn't quite make connection. And with a second to go in the half, Ohio's Bulldogs will have it back. 1 second remaining. All right, Pickett, who's got a pretty good arm, just throws it into Harris. Harris, who launched a 55-footer into the Cal Super Sectional, came up considerably short there. So that's it. At halftime, and Teutopolis is rolling. The Wooden Shoes with the big, as you see, 14-point halftime lead. Late and pulled out a spine-tingling win by a margin of 45-43. They're now down 14 at halftime against Teutopolis. a ball club that certainly justifies its #1 ranking, and so the Ohio task will be difficult, but you can bet the Bulldogs will battle, as will Teutopolis. State championship on the line. 16 minutes left in the Class A high school basketball season in Illinois. T-Town with it. Traeger.
Weesting didn't start back this third quarter, Art.
Nope, Hardick still out there. Rebound controlled by Schultz after the miss on the perimeter by Ruhal. All right, Ohio coming up trying to cut this lead down. They trail it by 14. Harris to Pickett. Dave Dorn to Ferrer on the drive. Offensive foul, Ferrer. Ferrer tried to roll the baseline left to right. I guess rolling was literally true as he rolled over the defender and picked up the charge. We're going to see it again.
Definitely a good call here.
Ferrer's extremely strong.
Yes, he was. That's his third foul.
All right, inbounded by Teutopolis. Here is Scott Traeger. Traeger for T-Town to Hardick. Hardick bounce pass right to Traeger. Here's Traeger, who's barely in the paint. Excellent shooter. Traeger now with 3 field goals, 6-point total, 37-31. Teutopolis out to a 16-point lead. Just underway in the third quarter of this ball game. Line wonders on a long weekend, doesn't it? Here's Bickett. Bickett turns. Oh! Bickett looked like he was going to pass, then suddenly turned, faced the basket. Got it, 37-23. Again, 14 points. T-Town lead. They break the press with relative ease, I would say. Theo Hemming. Softly, ever so softly, dropped one through. Baseline left, as you saw, 39-23. 16-point lead. Brad Pickett across. Look a moment ago at Lloyd Johnson on the Ohio bench. Pickett wound up feeding Ferrer. Ferrer lost it, got it back. Misses. Zarusin on the inside. Finally comes down with the basketball.
Zarusin is always there off the rebound.
Ruhal clears to Traeger. Left side, Hemming. Hemming looks, they always look into Zarusin, don't they? If nothing's there, they say, hey, we'll go to the perimeter game, and they do that effectively. Here's Theo Hemming. Traveling violation. Ohio's using this 1-3-1 zone defense. Basically, Lloyd Johnson all season has had 2 defenses, both have been zones, 1-3-1 and 2-3, depending on which situation. He's stuck with a 1-3-1 all day today. Lance Harris tries to feed inside, look for Ferrer, taken away. Down quickly, Ruhal loses, picked up by him. Even when they make a mistake, there's somebody there to cover up for it.
Trail all the way. It's a good trailing job there.
Theo Hemming drops it through. It's 41-23. Teutopolis. Lance Harris. Dave Dorn. Harris at long range. Rebound. Pulled down by Kevin Ruhal. Kevin is 6'2", 170, a 17-year-old senior. Baseline Hemming. Out front Ruhal. Ruhal to Scott Traeger for the wooden shoes. Rattles it, no good. Zarusin on the board. Bob Zarusin. 9 points for Zarusin. It's a 20-point lead to Teutopolis at 43-23. 5:18 to go in the third period. Ohio's Brad Pickett. Still being shadowed by Zarusin out there, and Harris still covered by Traeger. The lob doesn't work because Zarusin's too big. He knocks it away. Ruhal stripped away from behind by Dave Dorn. Dorn caught up with him. Deflects the ball out of bounds. Great hustle by Dave Dorn. Teutopolis will have possession.
Art, we have the final from the Public League. Chicago Simeon 89, Hirsch 48.
All right, and one of your network sponsors is Lasso. I think they pulled that before, Bob.
I believe it. Zarusin with that great timing.
Todd Traeger got an end to him. Zarusin pops it through. Pickett set a pick, but no call as Ohio tried to work to the right side. Here's Lance Harris over the zone to Darren Schultz. Back iron, rebound, Tim Ferrer. Ferrer puts it back up. Ohio's had just about every shot at least partially deflected tonight. In one of those ball games for them. Hemming drives. It was stolen by Pickett. Ahead to Darren Schultz. Schultz loses. Now we go the other way. Todd Traeger. Left side to Hemming. In the middle, intended for Hardick. Deflected out front here, and here's Traeger with the basketball. Hemming on the left wing. That was Schultz reaching in, and Darren picked up the foul for his trouble, his second.
Art, don't forget, we'll be here next Friday and Saturday when the AA championship start with the Friday quarterfinals, and then the state AA champion will be crowned next Saturday night.
All right, 12 noon next Friday afternoon, coverage of the quarterfinals of the AA tournament. Coming on is Todd Etheridge, replacing Darren Schultz for Ohio. 4:05 to go third period. 45-23. Impressive effort by Teutopolis. Lance Harris gambled in the steal, couldn't get to it. Here's Ruhal off the glass. Rebound, Hardick. And a foul has been whistled against Ohio. Either Harris or Etheridge picked it up.
Jeff Hardick has really filled in well for Wasting. He's come in there and done a great job.
Foul is on Harris. Here we see it again.
Ohio foul against number 10, Lance Harris, his first.
Yeah, Harris jumps on him as he shoots.
Harris has been limited to 4 points in this ball game. Pickett has 8. Hardick at the line. Just a shade short. Right at about 14 3/4 feet instead of 15. He'll have one more throw. Pickett was averaging 29.6 in the state tournament coming into this one. Hardick gets the second one. Zarusin was averaging 20.7 coming into the ball game, and Harris 20.6. That includes super sectional scoring totals, of course. 46-23. Teutopolis. Hook pass, Dorn. Trying to get the ball to Pickett. Stolen again by Teutopolis. They bring it down. Ruhal to Heaven. Rebound, Lance Harris. Harris dribbles behind his back, trying to get the afterburners going. He goes down to the baseline, but suddenly he's surrounded by 3 towering giants, and Heaven. Zarusin was over there, and I think Ruhal as well.
Cheechon shows you lots of leg speed. Gets down the floor on defense. 3 of them got down there before
They show you a lot of leg reach, too, and arm reach. Harris dribbled down, thought he had him a shot, nothing there. Here's a jumper by Harris, again partially deflected. Now with it comes Tim Fairhair. Fairhair to Pickett. Pickett at long range. Rebound, pulled down now by Dave Dorn. Baseline left into Pickett. Pickett slide. Got it, Brad Pickett. I don't think Pickett's ever had to work as hard for his shots as he has today. This afternoon against West Frankfort, tonight against Teutopolis. 46-25. 21-point advantage being held by the wooden shoes. Zarusin. He's got her up on the iron. That's all he needed to do, and she fell through. 13 for Bob Zarusin. 48-25. 23-point advantage. The Shoes looking for their first state title. If they get it, they will get it with a 33-0 record. Another undefeated state champion in Illinois is the potential. Last one, I think, was Lawrenceville, wasn't it?
I believe you're right.
Not too many years back. Dave Dorn shot. Rebound to Zarusin. Zarusin kicks it out to Krager. Todd Krager brings it up for the Shoes. To Kevin Ruhal. Back to Krager. Krager penetrates. He pulls it up. It rolls in. Krager's got a magnificent touch.
He really does. Archie mentioned that the Lawrenceville, that was a close Class A game. They beat Flanagan 44-39.
Yeah. To finish undefeated. That was Flanagan with Bill Broxick and company.
Right.
Harris.
Offensive foul. Zarusin got over in front of him.
Foul is on Harris. No bucket. I was going to post the argument there that's what's wrong with that rule is that he released the ball first, but he did not. The replay clearly showed he made contact before he released the ball. 50-25. Teutopolis leading by 25 big ones here with 1:56 to play third quarter. Jeff Hardick, who, as Bob pointed out, is playing very well in the reserve role for Ted Weissing. Rebound struggle for is Hardick. Hardick pours it in. 52-25. Lance Harris looks over at the bench as if to say it's one of those nights, Coach.
Weesty's coming back in the game. He wants a little less action.
Fairhair. They work to Pickett. Foul whistle inside.
Zarusin.
One thing about Teutopolis, too, they don't foul all that much. Here's Ted Weissing coming back in the ballgame.
Zarusin's going to get a little break.
Well, does he get a round of applause? As well he should. 3 fouls on Zarusin. The fouls whistled on Theo Hemmon. His second personal foul. There you see Zarusin, very happy young ball player sitting on the bench. Conferring with his buddies there. He's all smiles. His team is up 52-25. They have worked very hard for this, and of course have been under the gun, under pressure this year, ranked number 1. Free throw, Darren Schultz is up and out. Not quite from wire to wire, but for a long enough period of time that they were cast heavily in the favorite role. at least in today's action. Rebound, Harris. Lance Harris, who always comes up with something different, whether he's having a good night or not. That time, as you saw, two-hand, underhand scoop at about 3 feet. 52-27. Bickett to Harris. On the steal, back to Bickett. Bickett skies, can't get it down. Todd Krieger back there with it. Krieger broke it up, and here is from behind. Schultz pushed Krieger. On Darren Schultz, it's foul number 3. We'll see it again. That's after the Krieger steal. After Bickett missed, and then you'll see the obvious push by Darren Schultz.
Intentional foul.
Going to the line, Todd Krieger, 1-1. Minute and a second to go in the third quarter. So Krieger nails it. That's 9 points for Todd Krieger. He averages 10.2 on the season. 70% free throw shooter. Good look at Todd. Had a good tournament. Had a big tournament here.
He'll be a big scorer next year for Ken Crawford.
Yeah, indeed he will. 54-27, and coaches love the kid because he plays great defense. He's had the assignment on Lance Harris. Best job has been done on Harris all year. Harris bobbed and weaved. Krieger fouled him that trip.
That's Krieger's first foul, I believe.
Krieger's first foul. He's basically been on Lance Harris, and he's held a high-scoring Harris to 3 field goals. There you see Lance at the free throw line. Fine young man who has had a tremendous career at Ohio High School.
He's the second all-time leading scorer to his teammate Brad Bickett.
Right. And they lose them both.
Incredible.
54-28. Lance Harris rings the bell with the second one. 54-29. We have 48 seconds and counting, third period of this one. Wasting well on the floor. Here's Chad holding to Krieger. Krieger now circles out. They'll run a little bit of time. They're down to 37 seconds to go in the third period. No problem in the ball game. It's stolen. Taken away by Schultz. Oh, it's Schultz hammered by Krieger. Krieger went flying back on defense, and Darren Schultz will be at the line on Krieger. It's foul number 2. We'll see it again.
Definitely hammered him here. He only had 1 foul, so it's a good foul.
Well, Schultz had pushed him on the preceding play,
true.
remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Here is Schultz at the line. It's been one of those days for Ohio. They didn't shoot well this afternoon, but they weathered the storm. Came back with a 25-point final period. Second throw by Schultz. So it's 54-30, but here it's a 24-point deficit they're going to have to overcome going to the final period, it looks like, or maybe more. 25 seconds left to go. Ohio back on defense is Topoulos looking for the good shot. Ted Wiesing, right wing to Kevin Ruhal. Ruhal to Wiesing. Harris moving out to it. There's Krieger. Ruhal straightens up on the base. Rebound Fairher. Fairher to Harris, 4 seconds. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Harris launches it. In and out. Oh, almost through. Lance Harris on the move. So that's it after 3. And powerful Topoulos rolling after 3 periods. T-Town 54, Ohio 30. One of your network sponsors is the American Dairy Association of Illinois. Lead here as we go to the final quarter. However, I don't know. The things that have happened in this tournament, I don't believe I'd leave any of these games too early, Bob. Do you?
No, I don't. Not after what I saw this afternoon.
All right. Ohio, long hill to climb this trip. They're down 24. They've got it. Lance Harris looks for Bickett. He always looks for Bickett, but he goes off to Darren Schultz.
DeRussen's back in the game now, Art.
Here's Fairher. Fairher working on Wiesing, and he rattled it home. Tim Fairher, he has really helped the Ohio bid overall on the season. Hasn't had a big scoring period down here at the state finals, but only Bickett and Harris have for the Bulldogs. 54-32. Art Kimball, Bob Dallas, and Frank Spasoni with you. Class A coverage. And a pleasure being with you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Good state tournament. Topoulos. It's well on the way to becoming another undefeated Illinois State Class A basketball champion. I guess maybe the last one was McLeansboro, come to think of it. Shot by Ruhal is up and in. Kevin Ruhal. Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. What, they were 35-0, were they not?
True.
Under David Lee, who finished 4th here this year with West Frankfort. Amazing how those things come back to you from time to time. Here's a steal by Krieger. Has Harris to beat. He beats him and misses, and Ruhal's there to rebound.
Big follow-up.
Krieger doesn't get your Ruhal well. Zarusin doesn't get your Wiesing well, and then Hammond will polish you off. Pretty good basketball game, Bob.
Very solid ball touch.
Here's Lance Harris. Bounce pass low. Trying to get the ball to Brad Pickett. Well, this is the first time this has really happened to Ohio this year. Pickett and Harris have really been handsome. Pickett, as they say, that got a bucket. But Brad with 12 points on the contest, and Harris with a total of 8. At this juncture, that's been unheard of with these two young men. Credit has to go defensively, of course, to T-Top. Zarusin, 360-degree spin move. That's going to be good. Foul by Dorn. David Dorn picks up the foul.
Actually, Zarusin just pins him here. He just pins him and rolls him out.
Didn't spin quite all the way around, but you guys will go along with me.
A 180.
What? Okay, I'll settle for the 180. Zarusin's free throw. Rebound is out of bounds in the corner. Going to go right back to Totopoulos. The official gets a new basketball as the one that was in play rolled under the radio section over there. And will be inbounded. Out front to Todd Krieger. Ohio obviously showing the effects of that very physical and emotional comeback win over West Frankfort this afternoon. Zarusin shot it. However, there blocks the shot on Timmons, swats it back out, but Krieger comes up with the basketball. Now Harris steals it. It's Harris and Pickett against Ruhal. Off to Pickett. Somebody got a hand in there, or a foot. I think it was Heeman.
Good defense.
Theo Heeman trailing the play. He never gave up, came hustling back.
T-Town really gets back on defense.
They don't do much wrong, Bob.
No, they don't. They're very strong.
Very good ball club. All right, here's Heeman. Now they work. Kevin Ruhal. Back to Krieger. Zarusin. 62-34. 5.5 to go in the ball game. Only the final score to be determined here, and Ohio trying to have a little bit of fun down the home stretch as they complete a great season. Down quickly, Krieger. Krieger to Ruhal. Following Lance Harris. Amazing accomplishment by the Ohio Bulldogs. I think the highest they were ranked this year was 11th in the final poll. They have done it basically with 2 total offensive threats. They are not a particularly good team, big team. They're a good team, obviously. Not a big team. They have good quickness, perhaps excellent quickness, in Harris and Dorn. Pickett has been amazing, a 6'2" inside player. He's had a phenomenal year. And as we're talking, Kevin Ruhal drills in the free throw, and yet this club is going to bow out with a glittering 29-3 record. Beaten some good people along the way, some very good people. All started back in the regional tournament at Mendota. Had to beat the host school there, then had to knock off Princeton and Newark to win the sectional, Marengo in the Super, and of course the 2 wins down here. Totopoulos hadn't lost anybody. And they had to escape a king-size scare from Venice in the Super to get here. A 2-point win. Ohio ball handling, they throw it away. What was that Venice score again, Bob?
75-73, Art, and Venice must have some team.
Yes, I would imagine Venice has, but for maybe a missed free throw, missed rebound, turnover, we could have been there. That's how close it is for a state champion many times. Ruhal. Kevin Ruhal has filled it up to the tune of 8 points in the final quarter. Totopoulos has outscored Ohio in every period. 66-34 with 4:39 left. Lance Harris off the ball. Zarusin off to Ruhal. Ruhal against Fairher. Both going. Pickett still battling hard. Brad pulls it down. He bounce passes back to Lance Harris.
These 2 teams are playing just as hard as they did when they started, Art.
I'll tell you, I think both clubs just like to play basketball.
I don't know. I think they love the game.
They're not worried about the score at all. They're going to put on a show, give it a good effort. Pickett. Kept by Schultz. I think Theo Heeman may have picked it up on the inside. Well, we had, I would say, without fear of contradiction, 3 great Class A champions in a row, and probably more than that. But you think to McLeansboro 2 years ago, Singsville last year, and Totopoulos this year. At the line, Darren Schultz. One more throw coming to Darren. Darren with a total T-Town fans erupting, ready to start celebrating. Throw in and out. Ed Wiesing with it, 4 minutes and 11 seconds left, 66-35. Kevin Ruhal to the glass. Ruhal has already come up with 18, 20 points in this one, 10 in the fourth quarter. 68-35. Lance Harris. Lance penetrates. Play is stopped. And a foul whistle here against Todd Krager, his third. Lance Harris probably will see Todd Krager all night long. He's been next to him this entire ball game. And basically, Bob, it appears that T-Town has stopped the scoring thrust of Ohio with man-to-man pressure on the two players and good helping defense inside.
Well, Zerusin has done just a great job on Brad Deckett all night long, and then Todd Krager has done the same thing. Lance Harris.
Harris makes a pass. 68-37. 31-point lead to Topoulos in this one. And Lance Harris is called for the foul out front. 4 fouls on Lance Harris. Harris is as Frank pointed out, the #2 all-time scorer at Ohio High School. His grandfather, if I remember correctly, was the all-time leading scorer until these two guys, Harris and Bickett, came along. Free throw does not go. The rebound control. Lance Harris out to Darren Schultz. Cross with it is Harris. To Fairhurst. Fairhurst. Pull up. Rebound. Theo Hemman for Topoulos. The white-clad wooden shoes down quickly. Zerusin. He's fouled by Darren Schultz. Zerusin is closing out. This is a spectacular career. Schultz, that's foul number 4. There you see the Ohio bench. Lloyd Johnson and Rick Camerath as assistant. He's resigned to the fate of this one, but I know tremendously proud of his basketball team. State polls proved to be correct again. The #1 team in the polls, #1. When all said and done. Zerusin's throw is in and out, no good. That's about the only thing he hasn't done well tonight. He's 1 out of 3 at the line. And he rolled that one in. Lance Harris tangles from the floor. Tumbles the floor is what I meant to say, tangled with the floor. 69-37. Lance across. A lob into Bick. Bick to Darren Schultz. Schultz with a rainbow out of the right corner. Came up just a shade short. Wiesing with the board to Ruhal. Ruhal stopped by Fairhurst, but the basket counts. He was fouled on the play. Ruhal looked over at the bench and apparently indicated I was going to get the layup.
And he did. He got body slammed.
Foul number 4 on Big Tim Fairhurst inside. Here we see it again, Bob.
Yeah, it's just a great shot here, but get hit like he was hit.
And he knew it was coming. He could see Fairhurst had the angle on him. Still he got the bucket. 71-37.
Here comes the shock group.
Yeah, Ruhal's free throw rings the bell with 3:10 left. Ruhal has had 13-point final quarter. And the regulars for Topoulos are leaving the floor with a big 72-37 lead, and they have wrapped up a state championship, and they know it. All right, Ohio brings the ball across. 3 minutes and 4 seconds left to play in the ball game. Bickett. Rebound, Dorn. Davis sort of slapped it off the glass and got it home. Big 72-39 margin. Topoulos brings it down for T-Town. On the dribble with it is Dennis Ruhal. He's 5'11", 180, 17-year-old senior. Drive inside. Shot was not controlled. Taken by Dean Hilly. And bringing the ball back up now, we have Darren Schultz for Ohio. Here's Schultz. To Lance Harris. Harris on the drive, and Lance got her down. I tell you, Lloyd Johnson, and here you see Ken Crawford, coach of Topoulos. Lloyd Johnson has to be very reluctant to take either Bickett or Harris out. They've made coaching a pretty pleasant experience for him for 3 years. Cross court. Keeman, the only regular still on the floor for Topoulos, lost the ball. He got it back, goes in against Fairhurst. Oh, as he hammered that grip. Dorn, I think, is the guy they called for the foul. Fairhurst blocked him off, but they called Dave Dorn for the foul. Bob Zerusin, who is Yeah, let's watch the contact again while I...
He was on a good drive here, and almost got a charge out of this. There's been a little acting there, Art.
Let it up. All right, here's Dorn leaving for the Ohio Bulldogs. Now Lloyd Johnson starts to go to his bench. Tim Farrer comes out. Big round of applause from the Ohio fans as some of their regulars leave. Farrer had 4, Dorn had 2. 18 points for Jerusalem tonight. For Chicago. Free throw by Theo Hemmons. One more throw to Hemmons. 2:09 to go. It's 73 to 41. 32-point lead to the Wooden Shoes. Hemmons knocks down another one. Hemmons leads the ball game, and we have a timeout in the Assembly Hall. 2:09 to play. Chitopolis with the big lead, and one of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. Directly behind us, a lot of gold in the crowd because, of course, Ohio's colors are purple and gold, and navy blue and gold for Chitopolis. At any rate, 2:05 to go. Ohio has the basketball. Trailing 74 to 41. Harris to Brad Bickett. Brad whirls. Got it. Bickett and Harris still playing hard down the home stretch in this one. 74 to 43. Up quickly with it is the Dennis Ruhal. They sail on the baseline. Popping in the jumper was Mike Donaldson. Pull-up jump shot. Donaldson 6'1", 175, an 18-year-old senior from Chitopolis. 76 to 43. A minute and 37 to go. Bickett. To Harris. Here's Harris. Bounce pass left side. The ball gets away from Kevin Mullen over there. Is in the ball for Ohio. Turnover, and we'll go back now to the Chitopolis Wooden Shoes. Lance Harris is leading. Harris winds up a brilliant career at Ohio High School. Did a pretty good job on him defensively tonight, but he still had 12 points. Despite the good defensive effort. Pass in the middle, deflected away. They go back inside once again, and a foul on Bickett. Trying to come up with a hook shot was Dean Hilly. And Brad Bickett picks up personal foul number 3. 76 to 43 ball game. Double-A teams begin quarterfinal play at 12:15 on Friday afternoon. Coverage will begin at 12 noon. At the line, Dean Hilly. That's a wide-open tournament this year as well. A lot of people like either Simeon or King, whoever advances out of the city, but Peoria Manual, of course, a very solid ball club. Rock Island, they have to play each other in the Super Tuesday at Roberts or at Peoria Civic Center. So a lot of good clubs left. Second throw by Hilly is good. 78 to 43 with a minute and 15 to go. Todd Etheridge comes up over the time stripe. Also out there now for Ohio, wearing number 20 is Dan Dorn. Etheridge, the freshman, launches it. Got it. Todd Etheridge on the perimeter down to a minute at 78 to 45. Quickly up. Chitopolis, and they throw it away. Rifle in the pass off was Dennis Ruhal, trying to get it to Mike Donaldson. They threw it away. In the ball game for Ohio is Ivan Beer, 6'2", 170, a sophomore. Etheridge leads. Brad Bickett checks out for the last time for Ohio. Bickett with another big night tonight. Not a great night for him by comparison. He had 14. Against Bickett, we consider that really an off night, but for a lot of players, 14 points, pretty good performance. 78 to 45. 45 seconds left. The ball was stripped away from Ohio out there, and down quickly on the dribble drive, and a foul is going to be called on Ohio's Doug Doran. Doug Hustle back on defense. And now leaving is going to be Kevin Mullen for Ohio. Mullen was in there briefly as checking in the Ohio lineup. Wearing number 40 is Craig O'Brien. Let's spot Ohio for you. Dan Doran is 20. Craig O'Brien is 40. You have Doug Doran on the floor as well. Free throw is up and in by Craig Howell for Chitopolis. 79-45 with 39 seconds left. Second throw is good. Also on the floor for the Ohio Bulldogs, number 44 is Tom Piper. He's a 5'11", 140-pound sophomore. Youngsters don't get a chance to play very much out there now. The shot was launched and misfired by Doug Doran. Ball loose inside. Ohio gets it back and trying to go to the glass with the shot was Craig O'Brien. He was wrapped up and fouled with 24 seconds left. Foul has been whistled on Rich Harkey.
Crawford's still coaching over there. He's leading by 35.
Yeah.
He's still working hard.
And he's not real happy with what he sees out there right now. Free throw is up and off by O'Brien.
What a week for him, huh? State championship, his wife's about to have a baby.
Right. Rebound. All down by Totopoulos. Greg Powell brings it down with 20 seconds left. Off to Dennis Ruhal. His shot rolls out, tipped on the inside, almost tipped in by Ohio for them. Ball batted out the Bulldogs like Beers has it. Beers getting the ball now to Doug Dorr with 8 seconds. Doug has the ball stolen away. In the center circle, down the floor, knocked away from behind. 3 seconds, the whistle got play. Rolling the shot in was Mike Donaldson. To make it an 80-45 ball game with 2 seconds left. And a foul whistled on Craig O'Brien of Ohio. Celebration about to begin in the Assembly Hall. Donaldson will be at the free throw line. Totopoulos reigns as champion. They led 17-10 at the quarter, 35-21 at halftime, 54-30 after 3. Free throw. No good. Rebound by Harkey comes up short. It's all over. And the state champions in Class A basketball in the state of Illinois for 1986. With a tremendous effort from wire to wire, the wooden shoes of Totopoulos. One of your network sponsors is Deutsch Alice.